So I had somebody say that Nick Foles' stats is better than Matt Ryan's. So I just wanted to throw this together real fast. I'm going to zoom in. Nick Foles stats. All right. We're going to start 2012. Philly. He only threw for 1,699 yards and 79.1 quarterback rating. Not to mention that his total yards was only 14,000. So, anyways, and then his next year, 2013, he threw for 2,891 yards, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Actually, extremely good year. All right, that was an extremely good year. He then went and threw for 2163, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 2015, lower 2,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 16, he obviously didn't play a full season. He only threw 400 yards. He got 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. But he probably played 1, maybe 2 games. And then you got 2017, the same thing. 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He probably played 2-3 games. I'd probably say 2 games. If that was 3 games, that was not that great of a games. I mean, if he only averaged 250, I guess that's about right. 2 games. Anyways, going on. Sorry. 2018, he threw for 1,413 yards. 1,413 yards. He had 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And then obviously didn't play a full season in 2019 with 736 yards. He got 3 and 2. And then 2020, 1,800 with 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And then with Chicago in 2021, he probably played 1 game. So he had 1 touchdown that game. Yes, his rating looks pretty good, but he did not play. I mean, the one rating with that he has 105.9. He only played 1 game. That's all he played. And then he had 69. That was probably pretty close to a full season. The only good season that I seen he had was the 2013 season with 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 119.2. That was an excellent season. Other than that, he really hasn't had one. And then if you go over to Matt Ryan's, he's had a long career. We'll go in 2008. We'll start 2008. He threw for 1,000 more yards, over 1,000, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That was the beginning of his career. 2009, he threw almost another 3,000 yards. He got 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and they're both in the 80s for QB rating. 2010 threw 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns versus 9 interceptions. That's a really good year. 91 quarterback rating. So, and it's going to go so forth. Look, 4,000 yards, 4,000 yards, almost 5,000. He throws the ball a lot, and honestly, 2016, 38 touchdowns versus 7 interceptions. Extremely good. His career looks a lot better than Nick Foles. And when you look at these, you got to make sure you're looking at yards versus touchdown versus interceptions. Yards are very important. If you're only throwing for 1,000 yards, that means you're not throwing the ball very much at all. And if you're only throwing it for 2,000, you're probably throwing just below average. So with him throwing 4,000, 5,000 yards a year, the touchdowns versus interceptions are not that bad. Now, you don't want in 2022, obviously 14 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. You don't want that. By no means do you want that. That's ridiculous. The 14 touchdowns versus 13 interceptions is stupid. But we've had a bad season, but he has had a horrible season. He has not been the normal Matt Ryan by no means. But I was just trying to point out the yards he's passing for, the touchdowns he's passed for versus the interceptions. He's had a better career than Nick Foles, but by all means, screenshot this if you want. Go over the numbers yourself, and comment, leave a like, share, and I'll get you on the next one.